Fun days, and what's more fun than the two performance cars in the Kia lineup? So we've done a video like this before, but it wasn't complete, and frankly it's no longer accurate because we used the 2021 Kia Stinger, not the 2022 Stinger with all the improvements. So we are comparing today 2022 Kia Stinger GT Limited versus the 2021 Kia K5 GT. Both powerful turbo cars, both a lot of fun to drive, and they're both here in red, in different reds. So here's how this works. We're gonna go fully in depth with these two cars. You probably won't find a more detailed comparison video online than what you're about to see right now. That means we're gonna spend some time with it. So if you wanna stop and get a beverage and get some snacks, that'll probably make your viewing experience easier. In the meantime, if you're not live with us, you can skip ahead to that 3-minute mark. That's where we start our content because we are building our live audience just for the first couple minutes here. And if you wanna know how to join us live, I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. Let me flip around here. All right. If you want to join us, you can just get my camera mount tight here. There we go. If you want to join us, you can just go to our channel, which you're probably already on. If you refresh the page or load it exactly at 2:00 p.m. Eastern time, which is what we're doing right there, you will see our live video taking over the main section of our page. So you're going to click that live video like this. It's going to run an ad for something that I'm going to run an ad quickly for something else. If you're in Ontario and you're looking to buy a car from us, from anyone, give us a chance. Give us a chance at it. It's Brantford Kia, Brantford Hyundai, Owen Sound Hyundai. They are the 3 dealers that support this channel. And yeah, like I said, give them a chance. I work with all of them, and they're excellent people. So we'll leave that. We'll flip that back around. We're going to skip the ad overall here. And as we do that, I'm going to show you. We've got a few people commenting there. Feel free, if you're first timer, just leave a comment. Say hello, whatever you want. If you want to hit that like button, that'd be awesome as well. I appreciate that. All right, what's going on in news and notes? We got a whole other minute to kill, so I went through this a little quicker than normal. News and notes, I'm going away. Summertime is camping time for me, and that makes sense because there's a lot less new introductions of vehicles, so you won't see live videos for next week, but I'll be back after that. And you can still feel free to follow me on Instagram. I don't have my Instagram little paper here, but I'll probably put up vacation pictures as my daily picture there, so on my daily story. So it's Peter _ Kia _ Hyundai _ channel, I believe. So you guys know that better than I do. But anyways, you can feel free to follow me there. I am taking some time away camping. I will do that a couple times this summer. And of course, we will still cover all the vehicles that you want to see in detail. Still waiting for the Santa Cruz, still waiting for the Ioniq 5, EV6. Sorento hybrid is confirmed. Sorento plug-in hybrid is confirmed. All of these things are going to be coming up, and that's what we're going to be talking about in the coming weeks. And I'm excited about all that. So in the meantime, we're going to talk about 2 performance cars. It's Friday Fun Day, and Friday Fun Day is 2 fun cars. So speaking of fun things to do, what I just did before I started here this morning, or before I started here, this morning I took that car out because I haven't tried the launch control in that car yet. And how am I supposed to describe launch control unless I try it? Launch control, pretty good on that one. So we'll talk about both of these. All right, so here we go, 3 minutes in. What are we going to do? We are going to go fully in depth to the technology on these cars. We're going to talk about how these cars handle and drive and a lot of the similarities and differences between them. We're also going to point out a lot of things that other videos don't point out. We're going to look at how you fit in these vehicles. Front seat, back seat, trunk space. You shouldn't fit in the trunk, although you would. And we'll do all that. So we're going to have some fun. But where will we start to start? Where will we start to start? Oh boy, it's going to go well today. We're going to look at the keys first. All right, which key is which? Very simply, one of these is a 2021 model. One of those is 2022. Can you tell which one is the older one? Which one's the newer one? All right, 2021, let's start right there. This is the Kia K5 GT key. It's got a remote start on there. It's got the older logo at this point. You have a trunk button where you can pop that by holding it. Lots of features we can do there. I'm gonna put that in my pocket. You'll never need to see it again. And same exact thing on the Stinger. Difference is with this trunk button, it is a power release trunk. We'll show you that later in the video as well. Again, the previous Kia Stinger before the 2022 model year had the old style logo, had a more of a leather-like key fob and had a round button right here. We've gone to square with all of our keys. The Stinger key is no longer unique from some of our other keys. That's a shame, but it's okay. The rest of the car is great. This is a better Stinger. I don't know. There's someone on our YouTube comments that has decided that he's happy with his. I don't think you can truly make that argument. 3 more horsepower, who cares about that? What you end up with better is technology inside. Now, you can break down the trim levels and make an argument that certain trim levels and certain things were better on the previous one, but overall, you're getting a better Stinger. And before we compared the K5 GT with the previous Stinger, it was an awkward comparison because, to be very frank, the K5 was better. Well, the places where it's better, the Stinger now jumps in. There's about a $10,000 price difference between these two cars, so that's not nothing. And let's just pull out the... I meant to stick this on the window before I got started, but here we go. Base price of this one, $50,495. Those of you in America, you may be a little worried about that. That's a Canadian price. $50,495. It is twin turbo V6. It is a very nice car. How does that compare with our K5 today? K5 is a good 10 grand less, just about $10,500 less. Breaks into $39,995. So $40,000 versus $50,000. There is definitely a difference in these two cars in a price point. This may not be affordable. What might be affordable for one may not be affordable for another. But if you're looking at a performance car in the Kia lineup, these are two really good options, and they are two very fun options in very different ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the K5. So let's go there first. K5 was introduced first compared to the updated 2022 Stinger. Hop in here, and this is the peak of the peak for the K5. So this is the top trim level, whereas the Stinger, this is now in Canada our entry-level model. So the GT Limited is now our entry level. There is no four-cylinder Kia Stinger in Canada, so this is where you get. So there is some difference here. Really quickly, every K5 is all-wheel drive, except for the GT. It's only front-wheel drive. Why? I don't know, guys. The reality is probably because if they got to $45,000 in this and put all-wheel drive on it, it'd be too close to this. One may perform better, one may perform different. Who knows? Reality is it's front-wheel drive only. That's pretty common for the class. You're thinking Camry with good horsepower. You're thinking former Nissan Maximas and those kinds of things. You know, whatever you think, but it's not uncommon to see a front-wheel drive car here. All right, powered seats, lumbar is adjustable as well, and you've got that red stitching and the red piping. Now, they look like they're fairly aggressively bolstered. However, as I jump in, my 180 or so-ish pound, 6 foot or so-ish height, I can tell you that, whoops, let me flip back. I can tell you that these are not super tight bolstered seats. They are still very comfortable, roomy seats. They're very large seats. Sometimes these tighter seats can feel really snug on some people. You still have good bolstering that will hold you in place, but you're not glued into your seat the way you could be on some cars. So when you get in the K5, your immediate thing is sporty feel, but comfortable, very comfortable. All right, we're gonna turn the vehicle to the on position, but not start it. One thing I think you Americans are gonna be jealous about, hey, we get a digital dash over here because Canada's amazing, that's why. We have our flaws, and we're certainly starting to discover some flaws if you're following Canadian news right now, but our cars are amazing. So we get left side speedometer, right side tach. That is a new orientation here. Usually we had the speedometer on the right, the tach on the left, but for some reason they're now switching that on these digital screens. No big deal to me, it just takes us who work at the dealership a little bit longer to get used to. Over here you've got a menu button, and you can cycle through a number of different things. Some extra gauges, torque, temperature, and turbo gauges if you want. You can cycle through your lane keep assist, which, let's see, yes, lane keep assist is now on. So pretty cool graphics in here, navigation information, excellent overall things. You've got driver attention level warning, you've got tire pressure monitors, you've got other controls you can select, and some of your regular, look at that fuel efficiency. Where are we? 57.4 liters per 100 kilometers. That right there should tell you that none of these should be paid attention to. Dealership cars, they spend a lot of time idling, so don't worry about any of these fuel efficiency numbers. They're not accurate. For what you'll probably get as well. So you've got a speedometer down here. Now, I don't think I would leave this on speedometer. First of all, I think some of these other display screens look cooler. My favorite one, I think, is this one just for cool looks. And you don't need it because, see that over there? You've got the flickering right now, does not flicker in real life, but that is a heads-up display. And that heads-up display has a ton of information. It is well placed, and it is truly on the windshield. Now, you may be able to see the little gray lines in there as well. Just in the windshield there, the sort of, oh yeah, you can kind of see them. See the sort of vertical gray fuzzy lines? Those gray lines are very important to you. Those are windshield defrosters. The entire windshield's covered. It's almost impossible to see with your naked eyes, even with my glasses on, but you will never have to scrape the windshield in this car, and that is worth something. So that is pretty cool feature here. Just some nice technology. Whoa, let me just zoom back out. Sorry about that, guys. When you change the drive modes here, and you've got a few, let's go through the drive modes, you will see a change in the dash here. So you went from normal was where we were, which is sort of those black gauges there, and you go to, and again, the glare that you're seeing here, is just not an issue in real life. I see a glare here with the camera. Two eyes tend to fuzz out that glare the same way, where the camera only has one eye, so don't worry about that. Anyways, you go to sport mode, looks pretty cool, the gauges look cool, and then you go to sport plus, and then you go to a custom mode as well. So you can really customize a lot of these drive modes. You'll notice there's no eco mode. Normal is basically your eco mode. A lot of the Kias have an eco mode or a smart mode. Neither one on this car. This car is about performance. It's about having some fun. That being said, this is comfort performance, and it's still pretty quick. It's still flat around corners, but it's sort of more refined-ish, I guess. We'll compare that to the Stinger. I'm not sure if I found the right words yet, but we'll compare it to the Stinger when we get to the Stinger. 12.25-inch screen right here. This is pretty good. You've got driver 1, driver 2, driver 3. So you can change driver 1 to guests or driver. So driver 1, driver 2, or guests. So technically 3 users there. What that does is a whole lot of things. You can customize all of this display up. If you have the radio up, which we can show you right here. Whoops, if I hit it, I'm looking through the camera to hit buttons, and that's not a good way to hit them online. So if you look through the camera here, you can see the fancy radio display. You can do a whole bunch of other things like pull in the side display here. What if I want radio and navigation pulled up? Oh, we are indoors now. See, that normally would be a little more of an outdoory color, lighter color, but it thinks we're indoors, or it thinks it's at night because we are indoors. So some cool displays here, AM, FM, satellite radio, HD radio, pretty good information down here. And this is kind of where Kia is at right now. This is their new display screen. At first, I didn't love it. I'm starting to get used to it, and I don't mind it. But you have pretty good features in here. HD radio data, this is something I always show our viewers. If you've been here before, you'll see this. If you haven't been here before, you may not know that your car comes with a Doppler radar display. It says it's raining. It's true. It's raining right now. So that's all that green there. If we just zoom out, I don't know if I can zoom out quite as far as I need to, but you can see most of that light green. It is a light rain around here. A couple areas outside of Toronto there where it's not so rainy. So pretty cool to have a Doppler radar system right in the car. This car has Bose audio. The Stinger we're going to look at has Harman Kardon audio. And a lot of the same stuff here. You have Android Auto, you have Apple CarPlay, Uvo Intelligence, which is a cell phone app, which you can remote start the car from. Tell if you're... tell a whole bunch of things about your car. Doors open, windows open, trunks open, those kinds of things. So that's pretty handy. And we can go through and tell you all kinds of things here. Actually, why don't we just quickly go and do that? We'll go to setup here. We'll go to the, where am I? Oh, vehicle, sorry. I'm looking through the screen instead of looking at the actual screen. So you can customize your heads-up display with all the information you need to in there. Content selection, this is a good example. These are all the things you can put in your heads-up display. Driving convenience, let me just go over here. So yeah, turn by turn, everything you need in your heads-up display. So there's a lot of information that can come in here. Driver assistance type information there, drive modes, lights, climate. What I want to do is go to the door section or the seat section. Seat section right down here. Rear seat heating control. Both these cars have rear heated seats. This one here can have this rear heated seats turned on or off or down right from the front. So there's a button on the side of the door, but you can control that from here too. So it's pretty cool, pretty good, just fun things to play with there. Climate control. You've got dual zone climate control here, works very well. It is a tri-level thing. So if you can see, it's getting kind of loud right now. What I can do is turn that down. So it's still going to go to 21. It's still going to move the air around, up, down, where it needs to. But it just turns that volume down a little bit, makes that cool air that's rushing on you maybe not feel quite so cold, or hot air, same thing. I'm going to leave it off for now just because it is a little bit noisy and the car's not running right now. There is your windshield defogger we were talking about, the one where you never have to scrape the windshield. It's kind of awesome. All right, get the gear shift out of the way for a second here. What are you expecting down here? A wireless charge pad, right? You don't get one. You do, it's just not here. USB there, 12 volt there. 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. If you want to shift the gears yourself, you tap it this way and go like that, but that's not nearly as fun as playing with the paddle shifters, which we'll show you in a second. Coming back here, if you have the wireless charging phone, this is where you're going to stick it. It's a very logical spot. You can pull this out to clean it, but it holds your phone nicely in there and holds it up against a vented wireless charger. There's your drive mode switch like we talked about. Heated seats, rump roasters, don't need those today. You know what we want instead? Ventilated seats. You can see the nice blue lights there, and three different levels of heated and ventilated seats, a heated steering wheel there as well, wireless charging light there. The passenger, of course, gets the same thing. So a lot of nice features in this car. And really, I would say, again, nice panoramic roof here, bigger roof because you have the second panel here. I would say this car feels more like a regular non-sports car, but has a real sporty feel. And I don't know if that appeals to everybody. I don't know if you need a Stinger to have a sports car, but you know, very nice stuff in here. One thing I really quite like is these lights right here. Tap the light itself and it turns the light on. It's really bright, it's super simple, and it's kind of cool. So this car feels like a little bit of a high-tech, you know, family sedan type thing. You're not flashy or showy, but you're very nice. Taking a look at the steering wheel here just real quickly before we hop out. You've got your smart cruise control here, lane follow assist to go along with the lane keeping assist. There's those paddle shifters we talked about there. You've got your Bluetooth controls over here, audio controls there, and you've got LED headlights in every trim line, and these are the better LED headlights. They're, we'll show you outside when we get there, really nice lights. So that's the very, very basics. Power memory seats, blind spot detection, there's so much more to show you, but there's the basics. Now what happens when you look at the Stinger is, again, $10,000 more gets you something. What does it start with? Well, when you start with the Stinger, and again, I've spent a ton of time in the Stinger. In fact, Kia USA, when the Stinger first launched, had me go down to LA and we did a professional film shoot for them, doing what I'm doing. And also spent some time on the racetrack with this car. This is a car built from the ground up as a performance car. That car is built from the ground up as a family car where they've added performance bits, and they do a fantastic job with it, but there is definitely a difference between these two cars. That one is front-wheel drive. When I use launch control with front-wheel drive, it keeps it at the right at the very verge of traction and launches this car well. It's exceptionally good for a front-wheel drive car in launch control. Rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive cars, and this is an all-wheel drive car with a rear bias, when you hit the gas and go, the power transfers or the weight transfers to the rear wheel and you really take off quicker. This one also has launch control and this one hits you harder. It just comes in quicker. You've got more power, you've got more torque. It's actually a tiny bit shorter vehicle than the K5, which a lot of people are surprised about. But now you're talking about a car built from the ground up as a performance car. It does sit a little bit lower, but it is not exceptionally low, like, you know, Mazda Miata low or anything like that. This one is just the GT Limited. Now, in the past, the GT Limited was a little different than this. You had fancy seats. Now you got to move to the GT Elite to get some of the fanciness in the seats. You still have a lumbar support, but now you have four-way lumbar support instead of just two-way. In the higher end trims, you have a button here which can extend this piece out. Not something you need, but just something to be in mind, to keep in mind that for, you know, $2,000 or less more, you do get that extra better seat, and you'll also have the side bolsters that pinch in. Now let's talk about the side bolsters. First of all, sitting in here, okay, this one feels a little bit more purpose-built. A little tighter to the head. I can move the seat up or down here. Actually, that is full down, so I can move up a long ways if I want. I'm in the sunroof. I'm up. I'm still going up. I'm still going up. Oh, I can't touch the, okay, now I touch the sunroof. But the point is, you are sitting lower here. I need to bring this down for my own comfort. You do have a powered tilt and telescopic steering wheel here as well. So when I adjust the button here, you can see it's powered. Bring it in or out. Let's bring it all the way out for a second. So you have the ability to really micro manage exactly where you want your driver's position. In a performance car, on the track especially, that's what you want to do. Now, this is not so much of a track car. If you look at the Hyundai Veloster N, which I've done reviews on as well, that's a track car built for the roads. This is a true GT car. GT was started out as a grand touring class of car. Drive very fast across all of Europe. That was where the GT first came out. That's what this is. So let's turn the car to the on position again. Same idea. Whoops, come on, camera. A little bit more of a styling exercise here. You do not have the full digital dash, but you still have a lot of the benefit of a digital area in here. I'm going to turn the climate system off for a second. Left side tach, right side speedometer, kind of like we've been used to in the past. Now, drive modes in the other one we had, I think it was 4, right? Custom, Sport Plus, Sport, and Normal. This one we get an extra drive mode as well. So let's go back through. Let's zoom in. This one you have that Smart mode, which is one I'm a big fan of. Smart mode kind of puts you in eco mode unless you get into the throttle, and then it'll move you to comfort or sport as necessary. So eco, comfort, or sport as necessary in that smart mode. Really good mode to drive around as a normal everyday car. Eco mode, sure, you're going to try to save some fuel. You won't spend a lot of time in this mode. Again, I recommend the smart mode if you're saving fuel, just because it kind of, when you get into the throttle, the smart mode knows what you're doing. Comfort, just kind of the standard mode it would come with. Sport, you're going to lose some fuel efficiency here, but boy, do you have fun. And custom, you can customize all kinds of things. Suspension settings, steering feel, all kinds of things for your drive mode. So basically, a lot of time you can put it in eco, for instance. Custom could be like an eco mode of driving, but still have that sport suspension. Or you could do the other way around, sport driving, but a little bit more plush suspension. So you can really customize that out. This car is built in to just kind of wrap around you and feel like a true performance sedan. All right, so it's a lot of the same stuff we're looking at here. Same type of screen. This one has very small bezels here. So it is the same screen, has multiple user modes, but again, it just has a little bit smaller of bezels, so kind of looks a little cleaner. You got the exact same thing here. I don't know if this will work because this car was inside a little longer. And it's loading. Yeah, these are all things we have to take outside. So let's see the Doppler radar work. Yep, nothing because we were just inside. The other one was outside when I tried that, so I didn't have it set up enough. Radio, same idea here as well. When you hop into the radio, AM, FM, and satellite radio. The difference with this one here, though, is the radio on the other one is a Bose audio. This one's Harman Kardon. This one's like 15 speakers. And again, base level Stinger. So you're dealing with luxury no matter what you get here. You got some pretty cool gauges here, very aircraft in style. They move around. They have a nice, good feel to them. If you spin this way, it locks. If you spin it open, it clicks again. What that does is it closes the vents or opens the vents. You can like dial down the vent and still have it aimed exactly where you need to. Kind of a cool system there. 3 on the side. You've got extra vent on there. And of course you have some ambient lighting, which you can see there, and you can see through the metal looking here. Ignore the shipping plastic that's still there, but that's what those trim pieces that don't look as nice are. So there we go. We're going to come back to your questions in a second. I see a couple of them coming through, and we'll talk about that in a second. Down here, automatic climate control, dual zone. You had your wireless charger on the other one sort of closer to your hand. This one here is right in here. It slides in there, and you can hide it very easily with that nice feeling and very silent closing drawer. You lose a USB port in this compared to that car because you have a little bit less space there. You have a better gear shift. It's a digital gear shift. You know, it just kind of always finds the center. I quite like it sitting right there. Drive modes are down here, electronic parking brake. And again, same idea as well. Heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, reverse camera. Why don't we take a quick peek at that? If you move up a trim level, you get the 360 camera. This one does not have the 360 camera, just has the regular camera right there. And crystal clear camera. You can see the Harley Davidson. You can read the license plate on that. You can see the fuzz on the teddy bear. So really cool camera system there. And you've got the auto start stop in both these cars, which of course can save you some fuel efficiency. Now, both cars have rear seat heat. Let's just sort of show you, does this one have the ability to turn that on as well? Oops, let's go home. I'm not sure if you can on this car, and that's why I want to just quickly check while we're here with you. Setup, vehicle, and where are we for the seat? Right there. Rear seat heating. Yep, you can do the same thing here. So this one has 3 levels of heat. 1, 2, 3. The other one has 2 levels of rear seat heat. So again, just a nice little feature. You couldn't always do this in the past, where you can turn on your rear seat heat, passengers' heat and make sure they're comfortable. Up here, as we take a look, still have a nice big sunroof, but only the single panel. Remember the last one had an extra panel over your rear passengers? Same idea as a panoramic roof, but just the front side panel. And the one difference here that I'd like to see changed, you have to actually press buttons to turn on those lights there, where I would like to see the other ones like just the touch the glass on the K5. Really good interior on both these cars. The difference is this one definitely feels like more of a performance car. That one feels like a family sedan with some pop and some aggression, some power. This one is the better sports car. There's no way to hide that. All right, let's take your questions right now. It's 23 minutes in. Don't know if I bored everybody to tears or not, but there's a few people on. 28 people have said, hey, this is worth a like. 37 or so people are on. Let's see, can we get to 40? It's 12 more likes. Let's see if we can get to 40 likes. All right, so we'll bring this around there. And California red here and passion red there. I'm going to be honest, I like the California red better. That's just my personal preference. You may like one over the other, but they are definitely different reds if you're wondering about that. Okay, is it true Kia is making a mid-end car? I do not believe they are. Kia is definitely going to be very focused on the electric market. They are going to be, the next performance car in our lineup will be an EV6. That will be an electric car. And that has me thinking that this is our last true Kia Stinger. I could be wrong. Curious as to why Kia used 2 brands of sound systems. So that's a good question. They were using Harman Kardon in just about everything. Because the Kia Stinger has not been fully redesigned, it was just tweaked. The interior is essentially unchanged. They continue on with the same Harman Kardon system. There's no real different speaker placement or anything like that. Most of our new vehicles are now using Bose audio. They give us the whole marketing spin while Bose gets involved from the beginning and helps with speaker placement and everything else. But let's face it, all of our cars have speakers in the same place. It's in the doors, it's in the center of the thing. So Bose probably paid more or offered to charge less. That's my guess. I don't know. Both are excellent sounding. I quite like the Bose systems that are coming out lately. To me, they sound excellent. In the Kia Soul, for instance, it's got a Bose system. The Seltos sounds excellent. What else has it? The Sorento also has a very good sound system. So there's that. Can the auto off feature be turned off permanently? Not so much. I know you guys seem to hate these auto off. What they're talking about right now in the comments is when the car pulls up to a stop sign, it's capable of turning itself off. There are some bad systems out there that are super annoying. Kias aren't. I find, like I drove a Seltos today with it, it does not bother me at all. It instantly starts back up. Again, you can turn it off every drive. The reason you can't turn them off permanently is because the fuel economy ratings are rated based on the car stock as it comes. If you have a switch that turns on better fuel efficiency, it doesn't use that. So it's just as it comes is how they do it. And if they had it where it turned off permanently and you left it off, then it becomes something that they don't use in their fuel efficiency tests. So that's why ours work really good. I don't think it'll bother most of you if you think about it. There we go. Apparently what's being tested, oh, you guys are saying there's a prototype of a mid-engine car, okay. So it says, I love my all-wheel drive Stinger GT2, so much fun. I like the old rims better than the ones on this car. So you and I disagree. I think the new rims look great, and I'm not saying the old rims look bad. I was really impressed when I saw these. In person, we get a lot more compliments on these than we did on the other ones. So again, just a personal preference thing, no worries. But the rims are new for this year. The other thing you get is the same size tires front and rear on the K5, whereas this one is a little bit less narrow than this tire on the Stinger. So you have that rear bias powertrain with that rear bias extra tire size. So I really quite like the new rim design. So that's a personal taste thing. Hello guys, let's see the new K5 if the add all-wheel drive 2.5. So, will they add the all-wheel drive system to the K5? Short answer is no, they won't. Why? So, you could do it. I mean, the all-wheel drive system, basically on the lower trim level is basically directly from the Seltos. On the higher trim level, you could drop it in from the Sorento, you would think. Same engine, right? Same transmission as the Sorento. What you don't get, though, is I think that they want to separate this from the Stinger. In Canada, I feel like that should be an all-wheel drive option because in the States, you have a Stinger with that engine. In Canada, we don't. So I feel like give us that with all-wheel drive would be fine. I also don't believe it's going to happen. They haven't got the courage to do that. I think they're worried about cannibalizing their own sales, whereas I'd rather be worried about let's just sell every car we can possibly sell. So there we go. Hi from Colburn Street. Hey, that's nearby. There we go. Okay. Canadian models are a little different than US models. Yes, they are. My favorite are the Korean models. Yeah, okay. Wish the US had channels like this. Canadian Kia channel. Excellent. Thank you. Will Gabby be doing videos while I'm on vacation? She will not. Not on this channel. This is my channel for now. Will either vehicle become available as a hybrid or a PHEV? So that's a great question. Will either vehicle become available as a hybrid or a PHEV? I know nothing about the next generation Stinger. In other words, I'm not even sure if there will be a next generation Stinger. They are moving to performance EVs, and I think the EV6 will outdo this car in performance. Maybe not on handling, I don't know. This car, you know, who knows? This is a car where I feel like they could or would or, you know, maybe it's available as a PHEV. I don't know that that is possible. However, it is based on the Sonata, K5 and Sonata, Hyundai Sonata. They share the basic platform, and there is a hybrid on the Sonata. So whether the K5 GT would become that, I don't know, but I think the K5 could become a hybrid. Now, one thing that's different is Hyundai does not offer all-wheel drive, and most of our K5s are all-wheel drive except for the GT. So the one I think could, the other one I'm not so sure. All right, I think we got most of the questions. Better to have all vehicles in Canada with all-wheel drive, lots of snow, and many times a year. Yeah, I just think it'd be cool. The K5 is underrated as a regular car, so I should point out here, this is the GT line right here. That is an all-wheel drive car. That is a phenomenal car. It is not a performance car, but it has decent, like great cornering. It's a very good car, but great equipment, great value, and it is all-wheel drive, and I think it's a real SUV alternative. Whereas these cars are performance cars, and I think this with all-wheel drive would be great, but they won't offer that. Why doesn't Kia Canada offer more color choices like the US market? Short answer is because there is less of a buying market here, and what happens is you have more cars sitting around on dealers' lots. If there's, let's say, a particular interior color that is less popular, dealers are afraid to take that, and then the dealers end up paying for it. As soon as the dealer takes that car, they're paying for it. So you have the perfect car that everybody wants, except you have the light interior and everybody wants the black interior. So they don't do that. Now, I will say Canadian cars are often priced better. They're often equipped a little bit better. But we do make some sacrifices with the color and the color variety. I'd like to see it more too, but it's a population-based thing. Keep in mind, our market is the size of California's market, right? And probably California's even more. But population-wise, we're the same as California. So you got 50 states down there, a lot more population. You can afford to have extra things. Canada also has less exterior color options. Yeah, that could be as well. And that just comes down to, you know, smaller market has to make smaller decisions. If you're only going to sell, let's call it 100 cars, and you have 60 or 70 options, that becomes difficult, right? So just combinations, I say, not options, because, you know, this color with that interior, with this trim level. So it becomes a little bit different in a smaller market. So yeah, same happens in Europe, they say. And that's just, again, population-based. The States, very large car market. But in the States, you have trouble getting heated seats and heated steering wheels on the northern states because the southern states don't want heated steering wheels. So there's a go. There will be an update, add wireless CarPlay to 10. Okay. Will there be an update? Let me just read that question more carefully. Will there be an update to add wireless Apple CarPlay to the 10.25-inch screen? Okay, so here's the controversy that's going on right now. You saw that both of these cars have a 10.25-inch screen. That one in particular, let's start with the K5. Lower level K5s with the 8-inch screen, they do get wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. As soon as you get to the 10.25-inch screen, it's not wireless anymore. So what I did, of course, when we had the training on these cars, is I asked Kia head office. I said, so why is the lower level having more features and the higher level not having as many features? And they're like, yeah, we get it. So what they said to me, and I got them to confirm it, is they said on the K5, all K5s will receive a software update allowing them to have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wirelessly. So 8-inch screen gets it from the start. Every K5 ever sold in Canada will get it in the future. I don't know if they misspoke, but it's been a while now, and there's been no change. Sorrento, same idea. Smaller screens have it, bigger screens don't. Hyundai World, same thing. Smaller screens have it, bigger screens don't. So will there be a software update? I don't know. I have a 2020 Kia Soul. I would not expect it to be on the 2020 model year cars because they did not introduce any competitive, like any of the lower trim levels with that. However, cars have been coming with Wi-Fi for a while that is essentially inactive. So our cars could have it with that inactive Wi-Fi, could enable it. I don't know is the short answer, and nobody will confirm it to me anymore. So if it happens, you'll hear from me, I promise. But at this point, I don't know if that's going to happen. All right, I just realized we're way over time, guys. 32 minutes. We haven't really gone into the rear seats or trunk. I don't know that we have to. I think we've done that before in our other videos. If you are looking for more information on these cars, feel free to go to our page. Let me just show you how to do that. Go to our page here for a second. I'm going to just load a new page, and I'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. So if you want to see, for instance, the Kia Stinger, if you go to our YouTube page, which is coming up right now, if you go to this search button right here, so hit that one that's right on our page, and let's say Stinger. Type it with one hand here. If you just type in the car you want to see, there are all of our Stinger videos. So a number of Stinger videos there. We just did one the other day, the Ascot Green one. Stinger at night, live, the 2022 Stinger, that's the GT Limited. So some of these will be different trims. If you want a specific year or whatever, you can search our channel. You can see we do a lot. We've done a lot of Stinger videos and used car, new car comparison things, everything. So there are a lot of information. So if I don't cover it in this video, you can check it out there. And if you want to know more in the comments section, you can just leave a comment and I will do my best to make another video for you again in the future. So I think that's where we're going to leave it. Once I'm done this video, I got to clean up some stuff, got to do some things, and then I get to go on vacation. So I'm going to leave you guys there, and I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm gone for about a week, so if I don't answer your comments right away, hey, forgive me. That's the way it is. But I will be back. We've got a whole lot more coming this year, so stay tuned this summer. If you want to hit the subscribe button, you can not miss a thing. Thanks, everyone, for watching. It's been fun. I'll see you when I'm back from vacation.